Hello and welcome to today's episode of Dream Business, Dream Life. Today I'm joined by Anna Green. Anna supports network marketers across the globe to grow and scale their sales, their teams, and their profits in a way that aligns with them. I'm really looking forward to this conversation as Anna, like so many other amazing business owners out there, has not had the easiest growth journey. Hello, Anna. Thank you so much for joining me. How are you?
Hi Emma, I'm so excited about being here.
Super, super. Right, I'm going to do what I do on every single one of these. I'm going to first of all hand over to you just so you can introduce yourself because I think you'll do a much better job than I will.
Oh, thank you. I'm sure I won't, but here we go. So my name's Anna Green. Like Emma said just then, I run Direct Selling Success, teaching and network marketers and direct sellers across the industry independently to grow and scale their sales, their team, and their profit without the ick. So my journey in business began 20 years ago, 2005. When I think how long ago that is, 20 years, surely I'm not that old.
I'm with you
Welcome,
there. Mine
welcome.
started in 2006 and I said it on a podcast the other day and it was like, oh, that's 20 years. I'm not that old.
I know. I started when I was three.
Me
I was just,
too. Me
yeah,
too.
yeah. Anyway, yeah, so I started a business not knowing it was a business. I remember being a stay-at-home mum. Husband was in the military at the time, and I got invited to a home party. It was not something I'd ever been to before, didn't really know what it was all about. Turned up, and there was this lady there selling Virgin V cosmetics and the rest of it. And if you're of a certain age, you remember Virgin V, the old Richard Branson direct sales model. And I saw this lady presenting this stuff, and she said she'd just got back from a trip, and it was just the most amazing thing she'd ever been on, and that she ran the region of consultants in the area. And I was sat there going, this sounds really good. She's got the best life ever, free holidays, and she gets to party with people for a living. Anyway, I bought some stuff, wasn't into skincare, and came home and started to search on what was the internet back then, the old dial-up horrendousness. What could I do that was similar? Because I thought, well, she's doing that here. I'm not into skincare. What else is there out there? And came across a company that I thought, well, my friends would like to buy that sort of thing. I'm going to do it. So I joined a company called Party Light, which sold candles. Thought everybody likes candles. Can't go far wrong. I don't have to put things on people's faces. I don't have to demonstrate dubious toys. And I don't have to cook for people. Win-win. It's just a dead simple, dead straightforward product to sell. I can see you giggling.
I'm giggling away here. I've been to those parties where it has to be
Yeah,
demonstrated. I don't blame you.
yeah, there's no way I could do that. Anyway, I ended up selling these candles. I messaged the company, and they sent me a rep to come and have a chat with me, and I never looked back really. So at the time, it wasn't about the money. It wasn't about starting a business. It was being and having that life of that lady. I'd got two young kids at home. I had very little social life. I was known as Laura's mum. Not that there's anything wrong with being Laura's mum, but it just was, I don't know, I'd lost my identity. Totally lost my identity. So the idea was that the candle parties would give that back. And they really did. They massively built my confidence. I was not the most confident person in the world. I, at the time, was suffering from social phobia. So, from a very early age through school years, I'd had panic attacks. I'd avoided putting myself in certain situations. I didn't really go out. It was it was just a way of life at the time, and I didn't really think much of it. But being in the direct sales industry gave me something to build my confidence. As I was selling the products, I was getting rewarded with certificates and top sales in this, and oh, well done, you've done the top party in the region, have a prize. And it was just great getting your name in lights and getting the thanks and thinking, well, actually I can do this. This is me, this is my success. I can do what that lady did. And I did. I got the holidays. I remember my first holiday was to Hong Kong in 2010, so it took me a while. I wasn't very good
Amazing
for
though,
the
worth
first.
the wait, right?
Well, yeah, exactly. But I didn't get it at the beginning. I didn't treat it like a business. I didn't know what I was doing. And I think even in 2010, I wasn't treating it like a business. And I ended up on this holiday with 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 social phobia, not wanting to get on a plane. I got on a plane, not wanting to leave the country, and strange foods, strange places, well outside of my comfort zone. But I did it because I wanted to do it. I then realised that I could do things that I wanted to do. I didn't have to be controlled by this phobia. I could do the things. If I wanted to do the things, I did the things. So yeah, it did massively build my confidence. Reached the top of the company, absolutely loving it. Had a huge region of people that I looked after and taught to do the same and helped build their confidence and helped them get their identity and get their own versions of success. And then in 2019, I was networking, business networking, and I was meeting a lot of other people in direct sales. And they were saying, how have you done what you've done? Can you show me how to do it? So I started showing them, just, go out there and talk to people, go out there and get really clever about how you're selling and how you're marketing. And I was teaching them this stuff. And one day somebody offered to pay me for it. And direct selling success was born.
Amazing,
So yeah,
amazing,
yeah,
amazing. Do you know, something you've just spoken about there is, and I'd never really thought about this before, gamification. That probably started
yes.
in network marketing, didn't it?
Oh, highly likely it
Mm,
became a real thing. That praise for a job well done, or incentivizing
yeah.
sales. I think it's been done for hundreds of years, hasn't it? It's
Oh,
just not
yeah,
been
yeah, yeah.
called
But really making a
gamification.
thing of it, making
Yeah,
selling fun, and those like the smile on your face when you said about getting the certificates. We love things like that, don't we?
yeah,
We absolutely
yeah,
love things like that, and it doesn't necessarily have to be a financial thing that you get out of it. Just those small things, and lots of people now in lots of different businesses are looking at ways to put gamification into their business model, aren't they? For
yeah,
clients, for teams, for whatever it sits and looks like. So yeah, never really thought about that. I suppose it still is, isn't it, in direct market selling? Is it
yeah,
still?
yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. It's a huge thing. I remember back in the day, they put a competition, or not, it's not a competition, an incentive. Do X amount of sales in a month and recruit somebody, and you can get this Party Light logoed bag full of Party Light logoed goodies. And it had a pack of Party Light logoed toilet paper, a Party Light toothbrush, um, Party Light wash bag, like random stuff. I'm getting that. I am getting that. What on earth was I going to do with a naff Party Light toilet roll and a toothbrush? I don't know. But there was no way I was missing out on that. And I remember teaching in lockdown my clients for direct selling success saying I would go for anything. And of course, during COVID and lockdown, toilet paper was a big thing, wasn't it? So,
There you
at the
go.
time, I would do anything to go and win that toilet roll. It's like, I bet nowadays, during COVID, you'll be all wanting that toilet roll. And
Absolutely.
actually, it just became such a fun thing to be able to put these incentives on for people as a team leader and see your team working for those things and driving towards getting, I don't know, little charms for bracelets or a lanyard or logoed pen or logoed coffee cup. And just those little incentives to drive people forward. And I think if like I run a membership now, I can put things like that on for like 3 months in a membership. You get a little certificate. Complete a course, you get a certificate. Get a little prize here and there, a little welcome gift here and there. And it's just those little touches and little things that can make you stand out from the crowd as a business owner, I think.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. Absolutely. So 2019, somebody comes and knocks on your door and says, "Hey, teach me what you've done." And your new business is born. What happened from there?
Well, I had very little self-belief that anybody would want to pay for my training. I'd been giving it away for free to my team for a lot of years. I had quite realistic expectations of what I could expect to be paid. So I think my first one-to-one, I charged £20 for the hour.
Okay.
Yeah. I had no idea what to do. I didn't have
Yeah.
a business coach. I wasn't in this business world. There wasn't the same social media content from coaches and things like that. I had no idea. So I started and grew it. People wanted my help. I could see it was making a difference to their businesses. And I started to think, well, actually, I can make a big difference here. I can start to help more people that were in my situation, but also help the industry because I knew that some of the ways being taught by certain people around in the industry, certain companies, certain coaches, certain region leaders were teaching this really icky pressure selling, or they're dropping cold messages into random people's inboxes and being like really icky. I could start to change the face of that industry. And I think at the time there's been something in the news about a company who was just getting absolutely slated because of the way that some people were perceiving their journey through that company. And I thought, well, I love this industry. I know what it's done for me. I'm going to start to make that impact. I'm going to start to show people that you can do this in a way that works for you and that doesn't feel icky. And I started to put that message out there more. And I started to get braver and want to sell to more people and start to teach people on a bigger basis in the same way that I've been doing with my teams in network marketing. I wanted teams of people, so memberships or group programs that I could then support people with. So I set up a membership, I set up a mastermind, although I didn't know what a mastermind was at the time. But that's what I'd set up, this like elite group program to get coaching from me on how to do it, and never really looked back. Never looked back. It has been the most amazing 6 year journey that I've had, and it's growing every year. Meeting more people, having that more of an impact, getting on stages with the companies and getting training into the companies to their field. And yeah, it's just been amazing. And it's starting to have that ripple effect now. I start having people come to me and say, oh, if you want to do this properly, you need to go and see Anna. And yeah, it is starting to build, which is so lovely.
And that's where
Having
you
that
want to get it
impact.
to, isn't it? Somebody
Yeah,
actually saying Anna's the person that you need to speak to if you want that. That
yeah,
shows, as you say, the ripple effect is getting out there, your message is spreading. And I think the industry did need that shift, didn't it? It did need that sort of kick up the bum, if that's the right word to use, to actually say that that's not the way to make something long-term sustainable. The icky ways, nobody likes them, do they? Nobody sits comfortably with them. And unfortunately, that I suppose gave network marketing a bad reputation for a while. And that's a shame, isn't it?
yeah,
Because it's an amazing
yeah.
industry, as you say.
Totally. And it's not everybody was doing that. Not the whole industry was like that. It was just the few. And it's the few that don't mind stepping on everybody's toes to get to the top. That stereotypical sales person. You remember the old double glazing salesman from
Oh,
back in the
loved
day
them.
that knocked on the door?
You
Yeah.
buy one, you get one free. Was that the advert? Something like that, was it?
Yeah, yeah. But the ones that dropped round your door
Uh-huh.
and knocked on your door and said, oh, your windows are all falling out. You need this. If you don't do this, your house will fall down, and then pressure you into
Hmm.
purchasing that thing. That was what this industry came across like. And it was just down to the few. And those few were then trying to teach that model to people who didn't align with it. So many people were then falling out of love with it or not being able to do it because of their mindset around selling like that. And actually, you don't need to sell like that. I am very much, if you want to sell something, you serve your audience, you solve their problems, and you offer them amazing opportunities. That's the three things that I teach when it comes to sales. Because actually, if you can get somebody what they want, they will get you what you want without you even having to ask. And it just makes such a difference to your way your mind works around sales. Because it doesn't have to be that icky, will you buy my stuff? It's I can help you with this. Do you want the help or not? It makes so much more sense in my head.
Yeah, it does to me. And that's not just for network marketing, is it? That's a general sales rule, isn't it? That's a rule for selling, you know?
Totally.
Yeah,
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 totally.
completely, completely. So what if I was somebody sat at home now, perhaps going back to Anna when you were at the very, very beginning, when you were sat there thinking, I'm just Laura's mum. which isn't a bad
Yeah.
thing. It absolutely is. I love being mum. I love when people say, "Oh, you're such and such's mum," but sometimes that's not enough, is it? So if there's people
No,
sat
no.
there thinking that now, what would you be saying to them in terms of network marketing?
In terms of network marketing and any business, to be honest, or anything at all, just find something that is for you. Find that thing that will help you get your identity back. So I had friends around that time who they took up running as their thing that they could then go and do, or they joined a team sport, just something small like that that means so much and can change your life so much to get that identity back. And when it comes to starting a business, whether it's network marketing or whatever, it's just that little something that's not connected to anything else. It's your thing. And for me, the network marketing industry, it gives so much more than just a business. It gives you a community, it gives you friendships for life, it gives you a sense of belonging that you don't get anywhere else, especially, as a sole business owner now. I haven't got that unless I pay for it. In network marketing, it all comes as part of the package. It's there for you. And and I think that really helps with that getting yourself back, having that life that's separate from the family. As much as I love my kids, I was never that maternal parent who wanted to spend 24 hours a day with them. I wanted to get out and do my own thing. And and it gave me that ability to do that and earn and be rewarded for it.
Which is amazing, isn't it? Because then you can give
Mm,
back in the ways that you choose to give back to your family, your friends, or
yeah.
yourself, or whatever that is that looks like, which is amazing, isn't it? So I love the concept of network marketing coming with a ready-made team. Because as you say, starting a business is a lonely place, isn't it? You're sat
Yeah.
there and you're all of the things, aren't you? The marketing person, you're the tech person, you're the sales person, you're the this person, you've got to wear all of those hats. And sometimes you just need somebody to ask those questions. And at the beginning, it's hard to invest in that because financially, you're not earning yet right at the beginning of a business journey. So it's hard to invest in that support. So actually having a team of people around you where you can just say, I'm really struggling with this, and somebody can say, Oh, been there, done that. This is what helped for me. That's an amazing place to be, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. And fortunate network marketers get it. Not everybody gets it, but you can create your own, and that's what I loved about it. I didn't have that upline support that team support that was directly accessible to me, but I had the company and I had other people who were doing it, and I had the what's the word I'm looking for? The initiative to go out and find it from other places when I first started. So I'd seen this lady doing really well. I emulated what she did. I learnt from my mistakes. I tapped into company training. I went to the things because they provided so much training at the time. I went to the things that I could get the training. And then when that wasn't enough and I was stuck, because you get so far in business, you get stuck, you need to go again, you need to do that next level thing. I found people who could help me with that thing. I paid for somebody. I travelled to someone. I found somebody who was going on that same journey as me, and we tapped into each other's knowledge. But I think a lot of business owners miss out on that somehow and think they have to do it all by themselves, but they don't. You've just got to go out there and find the people that you can tap into that support. And there's plenty of people out there like you and me.
Exactly, exactly. But you don't know what you don't know, do you?
No.
At the beginning you don't know what you don't know, but the key is you've got to take some initiative yourself, haven't you? You can't, everything's not going to be
Yeah.
handed to you. If you want to build a business, whatever that business looks like, you have actually got to take some of that initiative yourself and actually start asking the right questions, doing the right research. And I think also, I don't know how you feel this sits with the people in your world, looking at it as though it is a business rather than just a
Yeah.
little bit of making money on the side. Is that something you
Yeah.
come across a lot?
A lot. Because people often come into network marketing for the discount, because they love the products,
Yeah.
because, like me, they want to be something other than mum. They don't come in it to build a business. I'd say a very small percentage of people come into network marketing to build a business. The rest will stay for 3 and 6 months ish. They'll potter around their friends and family asking them to buy their stuff, but then they'll never go any further. They'll never spread out into new circles of people. They'll never meet anybody. They won't talk about it outside of that circle. Or when they do, they've got no real reason to because they're not treating it like a business. They're not seeing that potential, or they're seeing the potential but think it will get handed to them on a plate or it will just happen because they haven't got that business mindset. And yeah, in this industry, network marketing, it is a huge problem. But people come into this for what they want. If they want some discounted products, then that's what they're coming in for. You know, if they then decide, well, actually, I can see the potential in this, I'm going to put some work in, then that's there for them too. Now, it's one of those things you do something in network marketing that aligns with you. You do it in a way that you want to work, that gets you your goal.
And
And
that's the beauty of it, I suppose, isn't it? The
yeah,
fact that it is so flexible that you can utilize the industry for so many different ways. I suppose it's a shame if there's people who could go on and make really successful businesses out of it who don't because they don't perhaps I don't know whether it's lack of self-confidence, self-belief, whether they think
yeah,
it's for other people, not them, whether it's
yeah,
they can't find that support. Tick, 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 all the above.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah. So is that where your membership comes in, is it? Is that where your membership
yeah.
comes in? Yeah. So tell us a little bit about the membership.
So the membership to the Success Lounge, it's a small monthly fee and you can come in and you can get the support you need. So whatever stage you are at in your network marketing business, you come in and you are given the tools, the accountability, the support, the strategy, everything to be able to build to where it is that you want to go in a way that works for you. So we've got people in there who are brand new. We've got people in there who are regional managers teaching a team, and everybody in there gets the support they need at the level they're at, learning from each other, but also learning from my experience in the industry and my business friends who come in and do the bits that I can't do.
Exactly. That's what it's all about, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, totally. Yeah. It's ask me to do mindset stuff. No, it's not happening. Ask me to do tech things. No, it's not happening. But I have people that come in that sort all those things out because there's so much in business that you need to know that you can't access instantly. And things like social media changes every 2 minutes at the moment as to what
100%.
works and what doesn't.
Yeah,
And I've noticed so many companies teaching things that were working in lockdown that just don't work anymore. And I also see because the teams in network marketing are so big, you know, you've got a company looking after 10, 20, 30,000 people. The support at the bottom and the first couple of levels of leadership isn't really there. You don't tend to get that big company support until you're much higher up. So to get to that much higher up, you kind of, I don't know, flailing, swimming away, trying to get to that level and not having the tools or the knowledge quite enough. So I provide that gap as well, at the same time as working in my mastermind with the people who are nearer the top, wanting that strategy and that growth and that, you know, actual my eyes on the business from a strategist point of view.
exactly. Because once you're there, it's maintaining that, isn't it? You don't get to somewhere and then think, oh, that's it, I'm here now. I'll just sit back and rest on my laurels. There's still work to be done, isn't there? We're constantly growing, constantly evolving.
Yeah.
And I imagine in the industry, there's a retention thing as well. Like you
Hmm.
say, some people come and go very, very quickly. You've got to be doing your piece, I suppose, as a senior person higher up the hierarchy, however that works. You've got to be making sure that you're doing your bit and sending that
Yeah.
down the line, haven't you,
Yeah.
to retain people and bring in new people and, as you say, do the fun bits, the incentives, and all of that type of stuff. But we just don't wake up
Yeah.
knowing all of that stuff, do we?
Well, no, and this is the thing. I went into the industry wanting my life back. I didn't come in thinking I'm going to be a leader and then I'm going to have to lead all these people and then I'm going to have to teach them to lead some people. Like, where do you learn that? That's what I teach, but specific to the industry, which is a very different thing from leadership in business, leadership in a corporate job, just because of the way that things work you're dealing with people who have come into it for so many different reasons and finding those little gems from those people in your downline and finding the thing that they want and I don't know, drawing that out of them, drawing that confidence out of somebody. Yeah, it's a skill. and you don't come in with it.
No. No, as you say, a lot of people probably start for a stopgap, a boost their
Mm.
income, just a little bit of extra something. There may well be some people, I'm sure there is, that come in with every intention of like wanging themselves straight through the company. Absolutely
Yeah, yeah,
will be.
yeah,
But as you say, I imagine most come in a little bit of extra money, to line the pocket, or like you say, they love the product. They love the product
yeah,
and they can get a discount.
yeah.
See it happening. It's happening a lot, isn't it, at the minute with the travel industry? We're seeing that booming, aren't we, at the moment? The travel industry booming in terms of people becoming travel agents, and they're doing that because they want to book their own holidays rather than actually seeing it as a business. But there's so much potential in that too, isn't there? I know we've
Yeah,
got
so
somebody local to us here who's been doing it for quite a while, but she's grown a really good business. It's a network marketing company, but she's grown a really good business on the back of it because her intention was to make it a business, not just book her own holidays. And I'm not criticizing that before anybody hears this and thinks, oh, I'm being criticized. I'm absolutely not criticizing that. There's do whichever way you want to do, but it's a really big potential one at the minute, isn't it?
it is within our circles.
Hmm.
Both me and you are in that same circle, and
Hmm.
it's boomed in that circle. Whereas in somebody else's circle, um, it's a health and wellbeing company that's booming. And then in another circle over here, it's this subscription model this £10 subscription model network marketing company that's building. It just depends on what circle you're in. And I remember having a conversation with somebody back when I was doing the party light, somebody saying, "Oh, everybody's doing that. It's just boomed all of a sudden." And it was just because they were in that circle with the people that I was recruiting and that they were recruiting, and they were just seeing it everywhere. It's that thing, you see a red car that
Oh yeah,
you're wanting to buy in the shop, and then all of a sudden everybody's got that same red car. It's that same thing, isn't it?
it
But yeah, you're
is.
so right. Any of these things, travel, health and wellness, and skincare, whatever it is, they are a great add-on to I'm going to say this in inverted commas, proper business.
Hmm.
Not that network marketing
Yeah,
isn't a proper business, but it's a great add-on. It's like that side hustle culture, and I hate that phrase because it makes you think you've got to really, really work at something. Like I hate hustle's a funny word, but it's something that you can add on as an extra income stream. So if you are traveling for business all the time, why not join as a consultant for travel, whichever company you choose, to then add that on as a whole thing, or just to get the discount on your travel? If you
absolutely.
are health and wellness and you're a holistic therapist or you own a salon, why not have this bunch of products that you can earn commission off and then teach your teams to sell or your customers to buy so you're getting an extra income? In my head, it just makes sense to do that.
Yeah,
But
it
I
does in
think
mine as
that,
well.
yeah, I think the image that it's got because of some unfortunate, unscrupulous doings before, it just doesn't seem a viable option for a lot of people, which is a shame because it is. You just
It
got to
is.
do your research and get the reputable people and the reputable companies to teach you how to do it in a way that's going to work for you.
Exactly that. And I think it's in terms of starting a business, it's one of the, I suppose, the least risky because you're not really having to heavily invest. I know sometimes there's an
Yeah.
initial fee to join, but it's normally a very low fee, isn't it? So you've got, and then everything's given to you, isn't it? In effect, you've got all of the
Yeah.
marketing tools, the websites, that all of that stuff is up and running. Whereas if you do something completely on your own, you've got to create all of that, haven't you? You've got to then work out how to do that and this and this and this and this. Whereas actually, it's low risk and it's low cost to start up, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. And you've got all the training there for you. You've got all the prior knowledge from all the people that are in the company already. Yeah, like you say, you've got a web shop done for you and it's all branded. You've got all the branding done. Marketing wise, there's a lot of tools you can use and they give you loads of ideas. But otherwise, unless you want to look just like the company and I'm not into that sort of thing. Um, but all that support is there for nothing or very, very little. And for me, I would never have had the courage or the thought that I would ever be able to run my own business had it not been for being able to get in with, I think at the time, my kit was free. I just had to make sure I did £600 of sales in a year. It's like, well, no brainer. I might as well join. But if I hadn't have done that, there's no way I'd be here now running a sales and marketing business because I wouldn't have been able to even think about setting up a website or doing training on courses and how to market and email lists and all those things. But the network marketing gave me that startup. I see so many business owners, just like you and me, who've had a background in network marketing, who've come through and built that confidence in running a business to then go off on their own as well.
Yeah, yeah. Do you know, it's just when we're sitting and having this conversation, things like come back to you. When I first started my e-commerce business all those time ago, back in 2006, I actually started doing some parties. You spoke about you went to the party, and I mean, do they still do those? Because they were fantastic, where you just got a group of people together and did the thing. I haven't seen them for a while. I'm sure they still do go on, but I haven't seen
Yeah,
them for a while.
yeah,
But I started doing that exact thing, and a few years down the line, when I was starting, the e-commerce was building and the party stopped because I was too busy doing the e-commerce. I was still full time in my corporate job at the very, very beginning as well. So you've only got so many hours in the day, haven't you? I sat for a while with, could I turn this into some sort of a network marketing business? And it was like greeting cards, them sort of things back then, because there wasn't anything at the time. I know a company came out and did that afterwards. Was it Phoenix Trading? I can't remember the
yeah.
name of the
Phoenix
company. I
trading.
don't know if they're
Yeah.
still going, but
No.
they did come out afterwards doing it. But I was very tempted to go down that route of saying, actually, is this something we could potentially do with the business? But like anything, I got sidetracked and went off in a totally different direction. But it just made me wonder what would have happened if I'd have actually taken that step. I'm probably a
Yeah.
billionaire now, sat on, some beach or something.
Well, this is the thing you just don't
Uh,
know, and we
yeah,
take a journey, don't we? We're taking a
absolutely.
journey, and we there's a fork in the road, and we either go one way or the other, and
Absolutely.
it's just how it is, isn't it? You don't know what's going to happen, and I know your business journey, and it's been full of ups and downs, just like mine, and you'd have had the
Absolutely.
same ups and downs, the similar ups and downs, different ups and downs, doing it in a different fork.
Exactly. Because that's business, isn't it? That's
Yeah.
whatever sort of business you run, it is not a straight line. There
No.
might be the odd unicorn out there who's, started a business and it's just gone wee beautiful smooth sailing. I'd like to find that unicorn, because for most people it is very up and down. And I think most people start their business for a reason there isn't. I want to make lots and lots of money. I think most people start it for a reason beyond that. You wanted an identity beyond being a mum. I mean, I was in corporate and I loved my job, but I just felt like I didn't like being tied. You've got to be here this day, you've got to go there the next way, you've got to do. I wanted to be able to do that stuff, but doing it how I wanted to do it. So I think we all start businesses for reasons beyond the fact that it's going to make us money. Um, which isn't a bad thing, it's making sure we hold on to that reason, isn't it? Sometimes we lose that along the way, which 100% was my journey, my story, losing that reason for starting the business in the first place. So I don't know how long we've been chatting. Probably forever. That's what I do, chat and love this conversation. Absolutely love this conversation. Give us a top tip. So, share with us a top tip that is going to help people who are in your industry, who maybe are feeling a little bit stuck at the moment. Obviously, that you're going to say, come into my membership. But beyond that, share a top tip with us.
Yeah, I think have a 5 minute with a cup of tea and sit down and just think, where is it you want to be? And what is that person doing on an everyday basis? What are they working on? What are they putting out there? How are they showing up? How are they staying visible? What are they saying? What actions are they taking? Because if you want to get to that place, you have to do those things now. Because what you're doing right now is not going to get you where you want to be. It's got you where you are now. If you want to go next level, if you want to get to that leadership level, that regional manager level, onto that incentive trip, winning the toilet roll, whatever it is, you need to be doing the things that that person, that future you, is doing at the time you make it. Does that make sense?
That does to me. Absolutely does to me.
Good.
Love that. Love that. We are so aligned, Anna. We are so, so aligned. I know we help different people in different ways, but the reasons we do it are super, super, super aligned. So if people want to come and find you, where's the best place for them to find you?
Search direct selling success on any platform. I've got a podcast myself, Direct Selling Success Network Marketing Done Right. Um, or Facebook is Anna Green, my profile, but they're probably the best places.
Super. And of course, we're going to share all of that information on the show notes for you as well. Anna, thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you've enjoyed our conversation as much as I have.
I sure have. Thank you so much for having me.
My pleasure. And I will see you all next time.